Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily rundown best bet, as well as my Christmas in July sale on my All Sports Yearly Pass, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab of pickdawgz.com. Only a couple days left for that Christmas in July sale, so take advantage while it lasts. Alright, here we go. Here are the games for Wednesday, Major League Baseball. First up, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We've got Jose Barrios and Dean Kramer as the starters. Kramer has struggled on the road this season with an ERA above 5 and an opponent's batting average of .294. But at home this season at Camden Yards, 51 innings, a .197 opponent's batting average, so right around 100 points lower, and a 2.65 ERA with a 5-2 winning record. He's been a lot better at Camden Yards. I think he pitches pretty well. It's a tough matchup. The Blue Jays have had a great lineup against right-handed pitching in the last month plus, but I think he can pitch pretty well, and I think that we've talked about Barrios, the regression concerns really in his game that I expect in the second half of the season. He's given up a lot of sharp contact recently. 4 home runs his last 3 games combined. He gave up 4+ runs in 2 starts against the A's and the Giants. Bounced back a bit in his start against the Tigers with a quality start, but still another home run given up in that game. I think the Orioles get to him. This is a tough lineup against right-handed pitching. I'm going to roll with the O's in this one on the money line. Next up, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Detroit Tigers. We've got Ryan Nelson and Chris Paddack making his Tigers debut in this one. Now, Paddack, not necessarily a great replacement for Reese Olson. We know that Olson was placed on the 60-day injury list. That's a big loss for this Tigers rotation. Paddack has not really pitched too well in 2025. He's got an ERA just below 5. I think that the Diamondbacks can get to him, and I think Ryan Nelson's proven to be a pretty good starting pitching option for Arizona as of late. Of course, he was the pitcher in the Diamondbacks' 1-0 11-inning win over the Pittsburgh Pirates in a game that was obviously a pitcher's duel between Nelson and Mike Burrows. Nelson went 6 innings of one-hit baseball, and the Diamondbacks have now won 4 of his last 5 games. I know Arizona's in seller's mode. They could definitely trade away some pieces before this game, but I think the Diamondbacks have enough in this one to pick up the win. Give me Arizona on the money line. Next up, we've got the Boston Red Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins. We've got Brayan Bello for Boston, but no official starter right now for the Twins. Now, Brayan Bello did face this Twins lineup earlier in the season at Fenway Park, pitched really well in that game. He's got solid numbers against the current Twins lineup in a pretty small sample size, but I still think this is going to be a higher scoring game. I think it's going to go over in the first 5 innings. I think Bello struggles. Doesn't have a lot of work on the road this year. So far, it's been good numbers, just like his season-long numbers. On paper, they've been fine, but the underlying numbers, the expected numbers, are not great for Bello. And you're facing a Twins team that, yes, the Twins have struggled, in terms of their win-loss record as of late, but they're still top 10 right now in team OPS and isolated power against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks, and they're number 1 in baseball in hard hit percentage against right-handed pitching in that same time frame. So I think they get to Bello. I think he gives up a couple of home runs in this one, and I think we see, no official starter right now for Minnesota, but they're in a tough spot with their rotation looking a little bit different right now. Of course, we talked about Chris Paddack being traded to the Tigers. So while I like this bullpen, I think that they're going to be in a tough spot for the first 5 innings or so. Give me the over in the first 5 between Boston and Minnesota. Next up, we've got the Brewers and the Cubs. We've got Shota Imanaga and Freddie Peralta as the starters. We saw Imanaga get crushed in his last game against the White Sox of all teams. 12 base hits, 7 runs, 3 home runs to go with it. And then you look at the fact that this is a Brewers team that's made big-time advancements this year in improving their game against left-handed pitching offensively. You look at the last few seasons, maybe even 5 seasons or so, the Brewers have been near the bottom of the league against left-handed pitching, a lot of important hitting metrics. This year they've made those improvements, and it's one of the bigger reasons we see Milwaukee with the record it has at this point in the year. And another one of those reasons is because of Freddie Peralta, who's been untouchable virtually at home this season. 7-0 with a 1.55 ERA at American Family Field, 63 2/3 home innings with 71 strikeouts, coming off a 5-inning, 1-run performance against the Marlins with 9 strikeouts in his last game. Now, the Brewers did end up losing that game, but it wasn't because of Peralta. He didn't take the loss, of course, with that with the undefeated record at 7-0. I think he adds another victory under his belt in this one. I think the Brewers have the bullpen advantage, starting pitching matchup advantage, and while the Cubs have a great lineup, like I said, I like the fact that Milwaukee this season has made those improvements against lefties. Next up, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Chicago White Sox. We got Taijuan Walker and Adrian Houser as the starters. Now, I know the White Sox results offensively have been majority against left-handed pitching, where they're number one in the last month in OPS and ISO. But even against a righty here in Walker, I like their chances. Taijuan Walker is not a great starting pitching option for Philadelphia. The Phillies have backed him up recently. They scored 12 runs and 9 runs his last 2 games, but he gave up 5 home runs in those 2 starts against the Yankees and Angels. I think we see the White Sox get on the board early and often. Adrian Houser has been a winning machine for Chicago, believe it or not. They've won 5 straight and 6 of his last 7 starts. I'm going to roll with Chicago, the White Sox, plus the 1.5 runs on the money line. Next up, we've got the Washington Nationals taking on the Houston Astros. No official starter right now for Houston. Mackenzie Gore should be going for the Nationals. Now, Mackenzie Gore could be pitching in his last game as a Washington National. Could even get scratched before the game starts if he's a trade option beforehand. Not so sure that happens, but Mackenzie Gore, if he is traded, I mean, he's going to be one of the biggest assets a team can bring in this deadline, certainly in terms of pitching, and he's been in great form. He's facing an Astros team. It's got good numbers against lefties overall this season, but not really in the last couple of weeks or so. They've definitely struggled in general offensively in recent series, and I think Gore can pitch pretty well in this game. Right now, I'm leaning towards the under, and I may think about the Nationals here. We'll see who the official starter is for the Astros, but right now I think the under is the best play. Next up, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants. We've got Mike Burrows and Logan Webb as the starters. Now, I know the Pirates have been dreadful against right-handed pitching on the road this season, but something just does not look quite right with Logan Webb recently. We've seen him give up a lot more fly balls than we're used to seeing. He's a ground ball specialist. He's a pitch-to-contact guy. So to see his ground ball to fly ball ratio at 6-10 in his last game against the Mets, just not really what you want to see. 6 earned runs given up in that game makes it 10 earned runs and 19 base hits his last 2 games combined, and 2 blowout losses for the San Francisco Giants. Burrows is coming off one of his best games at the major league level in his last start against the Diamondbacks. I think the value's there with Pittsburgh in this one. Give me the Pirates plus the 1.5 runs on the money line. Next up, we've got the New York Mets and the San Diego Padres, and I do apologize if my voice is going out a little bit. I can tell it's starting to go, but we've got Clay Holmes and Yu Darvish on the mound in this one. I've talked about Yu Darvish just not really pitching too well at the major league level, returning from his injury, and we thought he was going to go on Tuesday. He's moved to Wednesday. I still don't love the matchup for him against the Mets. And while Clay Holmes was definitely concerning me with his recent outings, his last start against the Giants was a promising start there. 5 innings, 1 run. He only had 2 strikeouts, but did a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. His control was a lot better, and he's not giving up a home run in 4 straight games. So I'm going to roll the New York Mets in this one on the money line on the road. I think they have the starting pitching, lineup, and bullpen advantages in this game. Next up, we've got the Rockies and the Guardians. We've got Kyle Freeland for Colorado. No official starter right now for Cleveland. Now, Kyle Freeland has been better on the road this season, just barely. A 4.68 ERA, still not great, but he's been more competitive away from Coors Field. His last game was not great, though, against the Orioles, 4 home runs given up. I just think against this Cleveland lineup that overall this season has not been good against left-handed pitching. Freeland could put together a decent outing, keep the Rockies competitive. We'll have to see who Cleveland goes with as an official starter, but right now I'm leaning towards the Rockies plus the 1.5 runs. We've seen them be competitive in this series already. Next up, we've got the Dodgers and the Reds. We've got Nick Martinez and Shohei Ohtani as the starters. Martinez has actually been pretty competitive on the mound recently, and he's won. The Reds have won 4 of his last 5 games. But Shohei Ohtani also, in his first 6 starts, the Dodgers are 4-2 in those 6 games, and he's been pitching really well so far. I think he can go 3-4 innings in this matchup, and I think the Dodgers back him up a little bit. I mean, Martinez has got good numbers against the current Dodgers lineup, but with a really low strikeout rate, I think the Dodgers get to him this time around. I think the Dodgers win this game on the road. So give me LA. I'll take them on the money line and run line. Next up, we've got the Marlins and the Cardinals. We've got Miles Mikolas and Cal Quantrill as the starters. Now, yes, the Marlins may not be as competitive as a road dog as they once were when they went on a big run, but I still think that this is a situation where, Cal Quantrill, 3-8 on paper with a 5.05 ERA, but the Marlins have still won 6 of his last 7 starts, including 2 victories, 4-2 and 5-1, over the league's best record team in the Milwaukee Brewers, and including that last game against Milwaukee, 5 innings, 1 run in that 5-1 victory on the road. I think that Quantrill's pitched well in July, 3.6 ERA. He even had a 4.56 ERA in June, which is decent for a 5-man in this rotation. I think if Quantrill can go 5, 6, 2, or 3-run innings and keep the Marlins competitive, they should be able to get to Michaelis for a few runs, add a couple of runs in this Cardinals bullpen, and be very live as a dog in this one. I'm going to go with the Marlins in this one on the money line. Next up, we've got the Angels and the Rangers. We've got Jose Soriano and Nathan Eovaldi as the starters. Now, Soriano definitely a step in the right direction at Angel Stadium his last start. 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, but he did give up 2 more home runs. I'm still not in love with his form at Angel Stadium this year. 1-5 this season with a 5.37 ERA. With Eovaldi on the other side, who's been one of the best pitchers in the American League, I just can't get there with Soriano and the Angels. So give me the Rangers in this one on the money line and run line. Next up, we've got the Mariners and the Athletics. We got Brian Wu and Jeffrey Springs as the starters. The Mariners have lost 3 straight starts from Brian Wu, and he's given up a good amount of sharp contact in those games. He still pitched well overall, but I think the A's can get to him for a few runs. I like this lineup against right-handed pitching right now. I also see that Jeffrey Springs has faced the Mariners twice this year, 11 innings with a sub-2 ERA. He's got decent numbers at home this season, better than most starting pitchers in this rotation. I'm going to take a shot here with the A's at a really good price on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Wednesday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, including that All Sports Yearly Pass that's currently on a big-time sale in the Christmas and July sale, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.